Okay, welcome to King's Christian. Before we get started, we have 3 players from King's Christian who are playing their last game at home. So I'd like to ask Mide, Rachel, and Tiana to just come forward, please. And also their parents, if they're in the stands, if you guys could come forward, that'd be great. These 3 girls have played a lot of basketball here, and this is the last time we get to see them at home. So we have something small for you guys, some flowers, and a picture of each of you to remember as you move on to wherever you go next. All right, so we're just going to have a quick picture. Thank you guys very much for everything you've done. We appreciate it. We look forward to a good game today. All right, and we're ready for the national anthem.
Just wait for them to be done, Bella. Okay.
Just like late.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada.
All right, and here we go. This great matchup between Lincoln Prep Huskies and King's Christian Collegiate. We're going to have Maskowicz and Stupar here with the tip. And ball's going to be controlled here by the Huskies. Hall up top, working on Neal. Good defense there by Neal to cut off the driving lane. And Thorpe picks off the pass by Granham up top, goes right to the lane, unable to hit the layup, but Kings with the follow. Ooh, lots of chances, and Oriami's able to put it in.
Yeah, I like that early on, too. You get the steal, which obviously you like for the defense from Kings, but also you got 4 players chasing down the offensive rebound. So the first one doesn't go from Thorpe, but on the offensive glass until they get the 2 points.
Maskowicz to Granham on the baseline. Her fadeaway, no good. Good box out there by Stupar cleans up the mess. Pushing in transition, looking for Oriami, but Maskowicz found that one out. She goes the way herself. Kicks out. Here's Martindale, a look from the corner, and it's good.
We've talked about this with Maskowicz in other games, and we've had Lincoln. One of the really great things about her from the forward position is she can get her hands on the ball and lead their break. So in this one, she gets a steal. She puts on the floor. She actually gets all the way in to penetrate and finds a shooter on the other side of the floor.
And Lincoln goes into that zone. They get a good look for Neal, and she buries it from deep.
You like that. When teams start in zone, you want to get something early, either something going to the basket or an outside shot. Put a little pressure and stress on the team if they're going to be comfortable stay in that zone defense.
Hall uses the Granham screen, kicks out Pockernick for 3 this time. It's no good. Going to be tipped out of bounds off of Granham. It's going to go back over to Kings.
Both these teams will use some different looks on defense, Max. They'll come with some pressure. They'll come with zone. They'll come with things just to keep the offense off keel. And we can see here early on a bit of that's being felt as the game's going back and forth. People jumping some passing lanes. The energy's up. And this is an important game, I think, for both teams in the standings going to the playoff run. So anticipating that intensity is going to last for the entire 40 minutes.
Here's a different zone pressure look there by Lincoln, well handled there by Kings. And again, a quick shot this time by Oriami, and her deep 3 is good.
They've gone down Kings twice now, and they've gone side back to the top against the zone, had 2 shooters at the top. So they haven't even had to pull the zone too far down to the baseline, and it's created 2 pockets at the top with 3-point shots.
Little back screen there for Maskowicz, gets her free, and she's going to finish her first 2 points of the ball game.
Yeah, the back screen is tough to guard when Maskowicz such a threat in the perimeter where she started. Then they get a screen coming from the 3-point line.
Stupar slings it around. Stewart this time for 3, no good. Another follow by Oriami. She'll be fouled by Maskowicz. 2 chances for her from the line.
They continue to be great in the glass. They had the early one in transition that we said was a big one where it just showed the energy piece doing. And again, I think this is an effort one. Oriami came untouched from the top to get this offensive rebound. And if you're Kings, you love this. I mean, you get the offensive rebound, you get that going for you. You get the trip to the line, that's great. But you also draw the foul on Maskowicz. And as we've seen at times, if you continue to go at her, you can get some fouls on her early. And I think Kings wants to establish that early on.
Oriami unable to hit both. Maskowicz cleans up the miss, and here comes Lincoln. Pockernick running things at the top. Fake the Granham screen, kicked over. Another open look for Maskowicz. This time finishes with the left.
Good awareness there. Pockernick saw the floor was spread out. They had really spread offense. The defense was matching up accordingly. Pockernick let that settle a bit and then attacks, trying to find the defender. When she found one, passes where they came from.
Another zone look, and then Thorpe this time. 3rd person to bury a 3.
Those ones are tough on defense from the lens of, like, did you actually have a shot that's hurting you, or they just get a little bit lucky when they bank in? So you got to hold confidence that you feel like you're forcing the correct shots coming against you before you get yourself out of that zone defense too early.
Maskowicz had Thorpe on the switch, takes her right to the post, able to finish. She's up to 6 points on the game. 11-9 here, Kings leads. Stewart working on Maskowicz, and right there she's going to pick up her quick second. Lincoln's going to have to go to the bench early.
Yeah, probably poorly articulated by me earlier, but what we want to get to was that Maskowicz has been prone to those a little bit during the season. So she gets the first one, which is a rebounding one. Those ones you take from your forwards. Maskowicz is aggressive. She's in a lot of plays. You want that. These are the ones that get you a bit, though. She's on a closeout, and instead of having the owners let her hands off, she's just so eager to be in every play, gets her second foul, and now it's a bit of a stress for them because you don't want to get that 3rd foul often in the first half, and she's going to spend some time on the bench during this first half. That probably a little more time on the bench than they probably would have liked.
Black 7, holds.
And with that foul, we're going to have Maskowicz and Pockernick both headed to the bench. We get our first look here at Ennis with the Lincoln Prep Huskies. So a new team here for last season's MVP, and we also have Bali Bikubo checking into the game, quickly picking up her first foul. So team fouls 3 now for Lincoln. We'll see how Kings attacks with the new defensive personnel out. They get Stupar a look at the high post. They corral her. She goes right by Granum to the rim, unable to finish, and Bali Bikubo pulls down the board.
I like this lineup for Lincoln. They got a lot of athleticism on the wings, a lot of people to play well in space, looking for steals. They can make a lot happen on defense right now.
Bali Bikubo driving on Stewart. She's right there to deny the shot. We're going to get Bali Bikubo called in the travel after the offensive rebound. It's going to go over to Kings. And with that, we're going to get Brown checking in here. Thorpe's going to take a seat.
Stewart does a great job. You get on the drive sometimes, and what will happen with athletes is when they start the spin, the offensive player starts to spin, the defender stands up. Stewart stays in an athletic stance. She can move with Bali Bikubo on the spin and able to get a hand there and challenge it and force the travel.
We have Ennis at the front of that zone, a new zone look. We were used to seeing her at the front of TRC zone, so Lincoln adopting that. We're going to get a pickup, an early turnover there. Oriami trying to break through the pressure and back over to Lincoln.
And this makes a lot happen. Last year's MVP can do a lot defensively in that pressure, as you mentioned. She does a lot in transition. So I think with this Lincoln lineup right now, they have a couple looks that can cause some problems for Kings offense.
They're swinging around. Martindale on the block. That one's going to be blocked. 12 in the shot clock now. Lincoln tries to find someone. Great pass by Hall to find Granum down low. She's able to finish for 2.
That was a great pass match. I think even before Granum knew she was open, Hall saw the ball, got there. Granum figured out in time, made a nice catch as she was going almost to the wrong shoulder, able to pull that thing in and lay it in. So good awareness by Hall.
Kings continues to push. Oriami finishes 2 more on the break. She's up to 7 now. Bikubo driving on Stewart, cuts off the drive. It's going to get called for the foul. It's going to be her first of the game. We're going to get Bali Bikubo heading to the line.
Yeah, you can see that they've had a little bit of success here early, Lincoln, in some of the one-on-one attacks. And what's happened is Kings has come really late to help on the drive. So they want to kind of exploit that right now. Get the one-on-one, force the help to come, look for the kick-out shooter. This case, they get Stewart one-on-one into the paint. No one really comes. They just go against her and are able to draw the foul.
Oriami from the top, working on Ennis, kicks out Brown. Oriami gets it back, good look from the corner, it's short, fight for the rebound, Hall's going to pick that one up. Here comes Ennis in transition. Ooh, little dump off to Martindale for 2, and it's good.
Really great pass by Ennis, but also the key that makes it happen is she gets down to scoring range herself. She's looking to score first, lets the defense make the first decision. Defense has to commit to her. After the defense makes a move, then she gets a dump-off pass. If you go the other order, it's too easy for the defense to play too.
Great pass there by Superfarms Brown in the corner. She's able to hit. King retains her 15-14 lead here. Bali Bikubo looking to drive against Stewart again. Goes the spin. Granum from the foul line. That one's off. Neal grabs the rebound, corralled there. 3 Lincoln defenders. It's going to get a jump ball here. It's going to remain here with Kings.
Yeah, we can see Lincoln still likes that. The one-on-one right now, and they're forcing the help to come from, or just want to see where Kings is going to come from on the drive. This time they get it. They just fill in behind the drive came from. Throwback. Granum gets an open look from the free throw line. So we'll see if they stay in the one-on-one matchups, but early signs seem to indicate they think they can create something.
We have McGrath here checking in for Lincoln as Granum's going to take a seat. So a smaller lineup out here for the Huskies. Right down the court, sorry. Kings gets a good look for Skumatova right at the rim. Her first 2 points. Ennis gets to the rim and she's able to finish plus the foul.
No, this looks like a bit of broken transition. Sometimes people think a transition has to be the first thing out in front of everybody, but I think this one is really what Lincoln wants to get for Ennis, which is you throw it ahead, and she's behind some of the defense, and that makes it now a one-on-one or two-on-two with a lot more space. She's just really tough to stop there, so she gets middle. There's no one that can come help. Oriami's forced to be in a situation where she's trying to challenge a shot by herself without slowing her down. Has to commit the foul, and Ennis gets a chance to get 2 plus 1.
Ooh. Good save there by Brown on the sideline. Just mishandled by Skumatova off the save. It's going to retain here with Lincoln on the Ennis free throw miss. Martindale in the corner driving on Brown. Drives right in the lane. Good job. Oriami's going to come over. We're going to get it called blocking foul. Just a bit too late. Basket's going to be good for Martindale, and it's going to be Oriami picking up her second foul.
Great a read there by Martindale. I think pre-catch, she already had a sense her defender had got caught on the top side of her. She's challenging that pass. As soon as she caught the ball, she realized the defender's out of the way, rips it, goes baseline, forces the help to come over. Oriami's a step late and draws the foul. But the important part, I think, was having a sense of where her defender was before she caught the ball.
Neal up top, swings it over to Brown. There's Bobby Kubo guarding. Neal gets in line. Hartman, 4 on the shot clock. Woo. Good hands there by Lincoln, able to tip it away. Woo. Good job, Hartman able to pick it off from Ennis. We're going to get another jump ball. This one's going to remain here with Lincoln. Pass too high there for Ennis. Hall, 8 on the shot clock. Woo! Nifty behind the back, gets to the rim, unable to hit the layup. Great move there by Lincoln, though, and Neal trying to break through the pressure is going to pick up the foul there on McGrath. It's going to be teams 4th.
They're still, I mean, right now, Lincoln, I don't want to beat on this, but they clearly like the opportunity to go one-on-one from the top, and they're spreading their offense out, corners, 45s. Kings is matching up with that, so it's creating some space. They're going at that one-on-one from the top, trying to create and make decisions from there.
Quick 3 there for Kokic. It's no good. Thorpe, though, smallest player on the court, crashing the O-board. Kings swinging around, get a good look. Deep 3 here for Neal up top. Rattles out Hartman with the follow, no good. Second chance, clobbered by Cleveland. She'll go to the line for 2.
Great pass there by Thorpe, I thought, the rebound. She gets the first rebound, throws to the corner, it gets passed back to her without hesitation, moves it back to the top to get an even better shot for them. So credit for the effort to go get that rebound, and then great awareness to make the extra pass.
You got 0. Alaris, you got 13. Margaret, you got 14. Baby, stay on the line. Stay on the line. Focus. Let's go.
Coach, I should be at the dead ball. Okay, I gotta have my table pay attention.
Can we not have these coaches stand around this table? Did you handle your coaching staff, coach? Did you handle your coaching staff? Because they're coming over here.
Okay, that'd be pretty sure. We need to be correct.
He's not in charge of his coaching
Coach,
staff.
get the back of the box.
I'm in my I'm in the box. I'll send somebody over there.
Don't worry about the free throw. We got the team. All right, so anytime there's a foul, good. Coach, we got 4 and 3 in the team fouls, okay?
Alaris.
So I had as a penalty.
I don't want her, right?
She was on the ground. You got a correctable there, okay? This play in here and take away the basket. We're going to take away 1 point on white. -1. Okay. -1 there. The referee called it in the
Hold on. Hey, hold on. Hold on.
have it, so take it off.
Just getting some confusion here about whether the last foul was on the shot or on the ground. So the first free throw does not count, and we are going to have the ball on the baseline here for Kings. It's going to be picked off here by Lincoln Hall in transition. Deep three here for McGrath. It's going to hit the upright, out of bounds. Ball back over to Kings.
Yeah, she's clearly a specialist here for Lincoln. Does a tremendous job shooting the ball. They're just trying to find a little bit of space for her on the perimeter, but it fits right into what we talked about before, too. You want to get the defense stretched out. You put a shooter out there on the wing and see if they're going to extend or if they're going to collapse themselves back in to help on the drive.
Try and get Hartman there at the high post, tipped away there by Ennis. Cleland trying to find Hall down low. That's going to be just tipped away there by Gooden. We're going to pick up a foul here in transition. We believe it's going to be on Lincoln. It's going to be team's 5th foul. So we're going to have Thorpe going to the line. It's going to be Hall picking up the foul, her first.
Sometimes, unfortunately, you get caught in these situations. You got to get it figured out so everyone knows what's going on. There are a couple fouls they were trying to sort out from between the referees and the table, whether it was bonus or shooting. But what happens is it being a long timeout essentially for a lot of the athletes on the court and takes away a bit of the flow. So a game that started with a great pace to it in the first few minutes now has a juncture where we're shooting bonus. We had this long timeout. It'll be interesting to see if this has any effect on the last 2.5 in this first quarter, if people have lost that momentum they had going and the rhythm to the game, or they can just maintain what they had.
Unable to hit from the line. Lincoln cleans up the miss. Parkinip using the Turkshaw screen, gets in the lane, little spin move to the floater. No good. Thorpe cleans up the miss. Here comes Kings pushing. Thorpe up top, thought about it, kick out. Good look for Kokic in the corner, and she drills the 3.
Well, to watch this last time down, they went to a high ball screen for Lincoln. They got the switch they wanted. Parkinip was able to spin and get her own shot. We'll see if they go back to that action, though.
Turkshaw rolling, good help there. Oriami comes away to tip the pass. Here comes Kings and again pushing. Thorpe up top, gonna slow it down. Lovsova gets in the lane, trying to finish over Turkshaw. It's going to be tipped out of bounds off of Hartman. It's going to go over to Lincoln.
Yeah, and often it's not the block shots that matter. It's just being able to challenge it and change the angle, which offense is trying to release it from. Turkshaw does it on that one. She stays with the offensive player. Shot goes up. She's there to change the angle. It's going off the glass. Forces a miss.
We're going to have it actually tipped out of bounds off of Lincoln, so it's going to be King's ball here on the baseline. Stewart to inbound for Kings. Turkshaw able to pick off the pass intended for Oriami. We're going to get a travel here. Lincoln back over to Kings. Stewart, here's Oriami up top. Good look. Just off. Turkshaw cleans up the miss. Ooh. Woo. Good job, Thorpe, able to come up there. Stop her right in her tracks. Parkinip, good dribbling, gets around the defender. Kick out Cleland for 3, and it's good.
Yeah, they did go back to that high ball. Max saw the switch, let Parkinip attack against that switch downhill, forced the defender in, and an easy kick out for a 3.
Stewart coming around the screen. Thorpe up top now, 10 on the shot clock. She pulls up for 3. Off. Turkshaw, another rebound. Pockernick. Ducker-Wicki from the corner. Too strong. We're going to get tipped out of bounds off of Kokic, so it's going to remain here Lincoln baseline, 14 on the shot clock.
And Dersha's been a nice little spark off the bench for Lincoln. She's come in, probably collected 3 or 4 rebounds. She's been involved in the ball screen action on offense that's caused a little bit of troubles for Kings. And probably forcing essentially this timeout where Kings is going to talk about how they're going to deal with the action from the top or the ball screen 2-player game.
Lincoln, 10 on the shot clock. Up 2 here, 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Parkernick pull up on the right wing, it's off. I think it should have been, nope, no shot clock. We're gonna get a Kings rebound, 13. Woo. 10 seconds left in the quarter. They get down low, Bojic, a little hook shot, it's good. Lincoln now 3 on the game clock. All past the Parkernick from half. And it's no good. So at the end of the first, we have it all knotted up, 22 apiece. Kings Lincoln on your Thursday game of the week.
Yeah, you can hear the end of that quarter. The Lincoln bench was trying to get some message, and they didn't feel like they thought the execution was good of what was going on. Their team coming to the timeout, but they thought the timing was a little off, a little slow getting that first play started and moving, and then they ended up taking a rush shot in that play, and then coming back for the last possession. They thought the pass backwards again was just probably a miscue of timing. So probably a very valuable thing they can talk about heading into the playoff time of year, just some awareness of end of quarter and end of half situations.
Leading scores at the end of 1 for Kings. We have Oriami with 7. For Lincoln, we have Martindale with 8 and Maskowicz with 6. Here's Kings inbound to start the second. Good at Oriami in the corner, swing up top. Good look from Stewart from the wing, and it's good.
Yeah, one thing we probably didn't talk about the quarter break is Maskowicz came in for that last timeout sequence for Lincoln offensively, which makes a lot of sense, and she's going to be able to start the second quarter.
Woo. Right away, they get it to her down low, and she's able to finish on the left side again.
Yeah, I love the early call. They go back to that ball screen action that Kings was switching in the first quarter, but don't even have a chance to play it this time. Maskwich comes over, quick slip, that's sort of the easy pass.
Lincoln out here in man-to-man. They have Martindale on Oriami. She has step back, far wing. It's just short. Hall cleans up the miss. Starting the quarter here for Lincoln, we have Pachernik, Hall, Maskwich, Granum, and Martindale. For Kings, we have Oriami, Neal, Stewart, Stupar, and Sakota. Granum gets a good look from the elbow, unable to go. Neal cleans up the miss here for Kings. Woo. Stewart, a little step back in transition, no good. Stupar there for the follow, though. Good contest there by Maskwich.
Kings has done a great job on the offensive glass, getting a handful of extra possessions.
Maskwich, good job. Stupar able to rip it away. Martindale gets it right back, though. Her pull up from the foul line, and it's good.
A little unlucky, as you mentioned. Stupar got her hand on it, knocked it away. Just unfortunate, right into the lap of Martindale, who steps back going against the defense.
Here's Sakota picked up there by Maskwich. Oriami working up top on Martindale. Gets in the lane, going to draw the foul.
Maskwich does a nice job there. So she is playing the 2 fouls, but what I really like about the timing there, she kind of comes in between. It's not in the area where you're going to trap, and it's not waiting for her to come down and offense. Just like that in-between zone kind of surprises the offense. You can get away with it once or twice usually. Surprise her, quick pass, and they're almost able to pick off the first reversal because she was unexpecting of the defense coming at her.
We're going to 2 subs both ways. We're going to get Hartman and Brown in for Kings, and we're going to get Ennis and Balabikubo in for Lincoln. Stewart to inbound. So it's another small lineup here for Lincoln. Oriami up top, guarded by Balabikubo. A deep 3, and it's good!
And I like this for Lincoln too. Maskwich, with the 2 fouls, goes back to the bench now to get a little bit more of a breather. But probably more importantly, just trying to stagger these minutes. You want to keep her playing so she stays in the flow of the game, but you don't want to put her too exposed to get another foul.
Pachernik from the corner. Tried to use the bank, no good. We're going to get a foul on the rebound. Ennis was diving in there. We're going to get a foul on Neal. It's going to be her first of the game.
And her first, and Neal's not particularly foul prone, so I think it's a pretty good one to get. What happened there is Ennis ended up on the wrong side of her, had clear path to the ball and pretty close to the rim, so I think Neal just did her job to make sure she didn't get that rebound.
We're just going to get a sub here as Martindale is bleeding from her lip, so she's going to take a seat. Sub in for Lincoln. We're going to get Cleland. Here's Pachernik to inbound here for Lincoln. Ennis cut into the basket, couldn't find her. Handoff Pachernik in the corner. Good job, Stewart, able to cut that off. 8 on the shot clock here. Tipped away, Cleland, a deep 3 on the wing, no good. Hall, though, gets another offensive rebound here for Lincoln. Find Cleland from the wing again. This one's just short.
Great second look there for Cleland. That's a tough one, the first possession where he's just subbing the game to take the first 3, but
okay.
Looked pretty good by the second one, so real good look the second time. Not a shooter probably Kings wants to leave open. Escape a little lucky that time as it doesn't fall.
Oriami gets the spin move, draws the foul on Balabikubo. It's going to be her second. Oriami's going to get her second trip to the line.
Katie and Alexis back. Tiana, Rachel. Half court, right? Great. Not too far out. Red line, maybe. Right there where you're standing. Stay there.
And able to hit both. Here's Hall up top. Cleveland comes across. Oriami picks her up on the switch. Ennis now guarded by Oriami. Good job to cut her off. Goes back, tries to find Hall. Cutting. It's going to be tipped away there by Neal. Here comes Kings in transition. Hall picks up Neal. Woo, good crossover by Neal. Gets into the lane. Little hesitation at the rim, unable to finish. Followed by Hartman. Finds Neal, and she hits the reverse.
And Kings continues to be really oppressive on the offensive glass. His bodies continuing to come from the guard spots, coming from the outside. It's effort offensive rebounds.
Hall working against Brown. Good defense there. You get the switch with Hartman. Brown now on Ennis. They switch it out with Stewart. Fabio Kubo trying to find Ennis down low, is picked off by Hartman over the top. Kicks over to Brown. Ooh, floater, just too strong. Lincoln cleans up the miss.
Yeah, probably one of the first stretches of the game now. Things have started to slow down a little bit. People are gaining possession of the basketball and taking a little more time setting up what they want to do in offense, as opposed to the beginning where people were pretty free-flowing with the shots and transition game.
Ooh, crossover by Cleveland up top, kicks over Pasternak, extra pass, Bellevue Kubo for three, and she drains it.
Great extra pass there. Cleveland coming downhill, finds one in the corner. That forces the defense to react while they're still scrambling. One more pass, gets an open three. Good ball movement.
Hartman here, Stewart in the corner. Woo. Good job getting through the defenders, trying to get it in the post on Pasternak. Kicks out Oriami, a good look for three, unable to go. Ennis comes down with the rebound, tipped away though by Stewart, fighting for the ball. And we're going to get a kick ball there on Neal with the loose ball, so it's going to be Lincoln ball on the sideline.
Yeah, you'll take that one if you're Kings. Like I said, some of these calls, some of these pieces, you'll take them as part of the effort of your athletes. And this is another great example. They get a couple tips in the rebound, they're earning them. You get on the floor now, and Hartman just gets her foot out trying to get the ball still in possession. Causes a violation, but you love the effort if you're Kings.
All right, so coming out of the timeout here for Lincoln, we have Ennis, Martindale, Granum, Maskowicz, and McGrath. We're going to quick steal here by Kings.
You can feel some of the frustration there from the Lincoln bench. That's the second straight timeout they've come out of and probably executed once a timing mishap for what they wanted offensively, and this time with an errant pass. So not the results they want coming out of the stoppages.
Stupar, another offensive rebound. She gets her first 2 points of the game on a putback.
Really do feel that's been the big thing for Kings. I think the two parts that have been working for them is the offensive rebounding and the three-point shooting. But without that offensive rebounding, I'm not sure to get them the opportunities they have been from the three-point line.
Kings collapsing on Maskowicz. Good job. Pass out. Granum hits the free throw line jumper. Here's Hartman. Ooh. Trying to find Stupar in the corner. It's going to be tipped out of bounds by Maskowicz. It's going to remain here with Kings. 14 now on the shot clock. Ten on the shot clock now. Lincoln in that zone. Thorpe gets a good look right up top. Too strong. Fight for the rebound. It's going to be Stupar and Granum fighting for it. We're going to get Stupar called for the foul. It's going to be her first.
Yeah, Granum does a nice job protecting her space there to get that rebound. But again, I think if you're Kings, you still appreciate the effort by Stupar. She didn't let that be easy. She didn't give up on the rebound. Chase it right around. Granum trying to get a hand on it. And you take the occasional foul. It's a chance to send the message that you're coming after every rebound.
There's Granum on the wing. They swing it around. Looking for Maskowicz. Good job by Kings to cover that up, but then she recuts, gets it open, and finishes with the left.
Yeah, Maskowicz did a nice job there. I thought they had her a bit early, but the on-ball defense did a nice job taking away the window.
Ooh. Maskowicz comes away with the steal on Stewart's pass, kicks it ahead. Here's Martindale in transition, unable to hit the layup. And we're going to get a foul call, though, on the shot.
Kraft does a nice job in that one, and she kind of gets caught looking over the wrong shoulder. Maskwich throws the first outlet path. McGrath's probably looking one way for the ball. It's coming on the other way. So once she finds that, she tracks it down and has a sense to get it ahead to Martindale in stride. So a real nice pass when it was probably a ball lost in space for a moment.
Foul there was on Lotsova. It's going to be her first, team's third of the quarter. Martindale, another trip to the line. She's able to hit. And hits both. Here's another zone look here from Lincoln. We have Martindale McGrath up top. King swinging around. Lotsova, good look from the wing, and she drills the three. Here's Ennis handling up top for Lincoln. A little behind the back, working on Lotsova, and she's able to finish at the rim.
A nice job by Ennis there. I thought when she got going downhill, what she does a nice job was protecting the ball, but also getting her body into the defender. See if she can draw some hands on her. Well, the defense leaning and get a chance to draw a foul.
We got a jump there. Travel, Kings over to Lincoln.
Ennis does a good job with that, though, of getting the contact but keeping herself on balance. So when she goes to take that final shot, she's got 2 feet underneath her. She's in control, plus has initiated that contact.
Ennis using the screen up top, gets a little step back right at the foul line, unable to hit. Stupar cleans up the miss.
It's not a bad shot for Ennis, but I do think Kings will take that one. If they can get Ennis to stay outside there, shoot behind the action, it's probably much preferred for Kings than having her come at them with how dynamic she is on the bounce.
Deep two for Skumatova's no good. Granum cleans up that miss. Here's Ennis. Looks like they're going to get the ball screen up top again with Granum. King switches. Ennis gets in the lane. Floater over the top, no good. And Stupar again cleans up that miss. Skumatova driving against Maskwich. Stupar, good drive on Granum, gets to the rim, unable to hit the layup.
Stupar with a nice move. Used the rim as a bit of an extra defender there to get Granum chasing from one side to the other, but too far, I think, from the glass, and she put it up.
Maskwich spins back left again, unable to hit that one, fights for the rebound. It's going to be tipped off of her and out of bounds. It's back over to Kings.
Like that job by Maskwich. She turns, she has her shoulders and her body square. She's going to go over the top with the lefty. As soon as Stupar raises her hand, she scoops underneath it. So nice deception in the start of the move to get the defender going one direction, create another window for the shot. Unfortunately, it came a little bit short for Maskwich.
Oriami in the corner, Ennis Garden, they get it. Stupar high post, floater over top of Maskwich, and she gets it to go.
Oriami does a nice job to get around the bottom of the zone there, forces that middle in the zone to come sliding over, and as soon as she did, dumps it off to Stupar, who's now cutting downhill towards the rim with nobody in front of her. It's just defense coming from the sides.
Ennis goes off the double ball screen, working on Stupar now, drives on her. Good job, Stupar. Ooh, we're going to get a foul there on Kings, though. Ennis is going to head to the line. It's going to be Stupar picking up the foul. It's going to be her second.
This is full credit to Ennis again, what we talked about before. She gets to Stupar. She uses the hesitation. Looks like she beats her by a step, but does a real nice job of she takes away that space as the offensive player. Has an advantage, goes to the defender, forces the issue on the defense of whether she's going to put her hands on her or back off what she's going to do. But now that Ennis has created that contact, Stupar ends up leaning on her, putting her hands on her. She draws the foul as well. So nice job, just not racing to the rim, but rather getting a sense of where the defense is and drawing that foul.
And it hits both from the line. So we have a whole new lineup here for Lincoln checking in on those free throws. Again, a smaller lineup here for both squads. We're going to have Oriami to inbounds. Lincoln going to be picking up full court. Good job, Albakubo forcing the turnover on Kokic. Gets to the rim, can't finish with the left. Oriami cleans up that. She's pushing. Here's Lotsova now. Kicks over, trying to find Hartman, but a good job there. Pachernik able to tip that out of bounds. It's going to be Kings on the baseline, 17 here on the shot clock.
Oh, that was a great track meet. I felt like everybody just started from the baseline, came running down. Here's a bunch of athletes running through. Tough to find a window to hit the ball. Over to a cutting teammate and through that.
And he gets into that zone on the baseline. Fight for the read ball there. Oriami Hall. It's going to be tipped out of bounds off of Oriami. It's going to go back over to Lincoln.
Let's go, hey, get up here, let's go.
And a couple just of ball handling errors here for Kings down the stretch. They get one where they dribble off their foot underneath their own basket. Then they have the missed pass in transition. And then again, this one putting our Oriami in a tough spot just to even get a catch. So got to take a little better care of the basketball down the stretch.
Hall driving on Latsova is going to draw the foul. She'll go to the line for 2.
Let's go.
Hall's able to hit the second. So we're going to have a Lincoln Prep 40 over Kings Christian Collegiate 39 here. 1 minute 10 to go in the second quarter. And again, remains in that full court pressure. Oriami here, guarded by Balabiakubo. Neal over to Oriami. They get it over. They're going to slow it down over the top. Neal, little up fake, gets in the lane. Left hand at the rim, no good. Here comes Lincoln. They're looking to push. Balabiakubo's going to pull this one out. Pachernik, a little crossover, gets in the lane. Good job, Brown able to cut that off late. Balabiakubo in the corner. Pachernik using the Balabiakubo screen. Good pass. Fine cutting Balabiakubo to the rim, and she's able to finish.
Good patience there. Pachernik knew they were still switching the ball screen actions on the wing. She knew she had enough time she could get into that action. Throws the pass over the top.
Great job by Neal. Little hesitation, step back to get an open look, unable to hit.
Almost a little unlucky here for Kings. The last 2 possessions, they had some pretty good shots. Like this last one for Neal, and Neal the one before too as well. Guckerwicki stepped in last second, kind of disrupted her rhythm, but 2 pretty good looks and nothing to show for it.
We have 18 seconds here. Game clock. We're going to get Balabiakubo up top. Hall now, here's Pachernik in the corner. Gets a good look for 3. No good. Fight for the rebound. We're going to get Guckerwicki stepping out of bounds. So it's going to be Kings ball here. 4 seconds game clock.
Yeah, Lincoln does a nice job, though. I think they get the shot they want. Pachernik coming back on that baseline off a stagger screen. Good, clean look, just unable to fall.
Tokic shot is no good. So that'll take us at the end of the first half. Lincoln leads this one 42-39 over Kings Christian. Leading scorers at the half for Kings. We have Oriami with 12. Leading scorers for Lincoln Prep. Martindale with 12 and Maskowicz with 10.
Okay, let's do this now.
All right, coming up to start the second half, we have Lincoln 3-point lead here over the hometown Kings Christian Collegiate. To start the second half here for Lincoln, we have Pockernick, Hall, Maskowitz, Martindale, and Grantham. Starting the second for Kings, we have Oriami, Neal, Stewart, Thorpe, and Stupa. A low shot clock here for Lincoln, 10. Maskowitz has it at the top. Grantham, good switch. Oriami picks her up. Maskowitz gets a good look from the wing, too strong. Stewart picks it up for Kings. Quickly ahead, here's Thorpe. Cut off by Hall, get a good look for Oriami, trailing. It's short. Maskowitz cleans up that mess.
Oriami does a nice job filling that pocket right in behind the penetration, get a good clean look in transition.
Good tip there by Oriami to deflect the pass. Hall tried to handle it after the tip, couldn't do. It's going to be Kings ball here. It's going to Lincoln line up here in their pressure. Ooh. Thorpe passes it back to Neal, who's still out of bounds. So it's going to be Lincoln ball here, front court. So shot clock's going to be at 14.
And both parties get a little bit guilty in that one, meaning Thorpe's probably a little quick getting that back to Neal, who's stepping in bounds, and Neal's probably a little slow getting herself in bounds to be available for the quick trap.
Deep two, good for Martindale. Leading scorer on the game. Her first 2 points of the second half. Stupar driving against Grantham. Good job pushing the pace. She's going to draw the foul.
And Stupar does do a nice job there, too. You saw the trap coming from backside, Maskowitz running her down, but she does a real nice job of going towards the defender, keeping that thing moving so the trap can't swarm her.
Stewart inbounds it. Stupar. Here's Neal, a good look in the corner. Just off. Maskowitz going down in transition, looking for it. Oriami cuts her off. Pockernick using the Maskowitz screen, trying to get her on the roll. She kicks over to Grantham, tipped away though by Neal. Back over to Grantham, she finishes the second one.
Nice job sticking with it there, Maskowitz. Probably the first time saw her teammate try to force that ball in there a little bit. The second time has the calmness and the presence to have a quick ball fake, then wrap it around the defender. Easy two for Grantham.
Woo. Good look there for Stewart, just too strong on the three. Grantham picks up the miss. Maskowitz over the top to Hall, just too high. It's going to go out of bounds and back over to Kings.
Yeah, and sometimes you like that. You like taking the chance, some people looking down court, and the only way you can really get things going is to encourage that and take some chances. So Lincoln likes Maskowitz with the ball. They love her in transition. She makes great decisions, and sometimes you'll live with some passes being a little errant, trying to force the play.
Good job, Thorpe, breaking right through the middle of the D. Cut off, though, when she got through. Midday driving on the wing. She's going to get fouled there, going to the basket. It's going to be Grantham picking up that one. It's going to be her second.
And this is probably one of the last pieces for Grantham in her development as a shot blocker. She does a great job coming over. Her timing's great. She stops her base so she's not running into the offensive player. But as she starts to challenge that shot, she still reaches her hands in. And I think it's the hands coming into the cylinder of the offensive player the referees will often protect. She can probably challenge that shot as it's being released the hand or just force it to be shot around her. It would cause enough difficulty for the offensive player.
Unable to hit either from the line. Good job, Stewart, though, cleans up the miss. Oriami right back to the basket. No good on the attempt. Stupar flying for the rebound. Going to land out of bounds, so it's going to go back over to Lincoln.
And a couple patterns established in this game for Kings. They continue to crash the offensive glass, and they continue to send people there, and that's been a thing they've been relying on to get themselves back in it. But the other part's been three-point shooting, and they're going to need some more of that here in the second half to stay in this with Lincoln.
Here's Kings, gives Lincoln the pressure of their own. Lincoln's able to break through. Grantham now looking for Maskowitz cutting.
Yeah, nice job by Maskowitz. She felt the advantage there in the wing, so instead of taking herself directly to the rim, what she worked to do was seal off the defender, create a bigger pocket for the pass to come into. I think a lot of times offensive players get really excited with that opportunity. They start cutting, and it just makes it a smaller spot where her teammate can pass the ball. Instead, Maskowitz seals, creates a bigger pocket, lots of room to work in. Defense has to hold her, draws a foul.
Some confusion here. Kings defensively. Maskowitz drives in the lane, unable to go. Sorry, Martindale flies in for the rebound. All gets in the lane. Great job there by Stupar to deflect the pass going for Grantham. It's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be Lincoln ball here. 14 on the shot clock. now back out in a man-to-man. Martindale comes off the Granham screen, gets a good look, unable to hit the floater. Neal cleans up the miss. Stewart right down the lane, gets to the rim, unable to go. Stuper, though, flies in for the rebound. Fight for the rebound.
I'll tell you, it was a pretty good battle. I think at the end, though, it looked like whether intentional or inadvertent, a leg got up and got Granham in the face. But I thought prior to that moment, both athletes went up there, started to fight for that ball. They both took it to the ground, trying to rip it away, and then unsure what led to a little extra, if it just was the bodies falling a little bit out of control as they got to the ground. But love to see both rebounding, love to see Granham get back up, and we'll get the rest sorted out here in the next couple of minutes.
It's going to be Granham picking up that foul, so it's going to be her third here, team's third of the second half. So it's going to be Lincoln ball on the baseline. Oh. And Granham's going to pick up an unsportsmanlike foul there on the inbound, so that's going to be her fourth foul.
And those ones can be tough. And as we mentioned in the last one, you get tied up in a loose ball there, and rightfully or wrongfully, athletes can feel like they didn't get the call they deserved, as Granham clearly took a shot to the face of that last rebound. So I think as the emotions carry over from that one right back to the next play, sometimes you get a little extra aggressive, and it ends up being her fourth foul in back-to-back play. So there's going to be a bit of an impact on her and the final 17 minutes here.
Stupar able to hit both from the line, and it's going to remain here with Kings. And we're going to get subs both sides. Stupar's going to check out. Hartman checks back in. We had Granham check out, and Balavukubo check in for the Huskies. So here's Stewart to inbound. Good job, Hall, able to cut off Thorpe. They get it back in. Thorpe using the Oriami screen. Thought she was rolling. Little miscommunication there. We're down to 6 on the shot clock. Woo! Stewart, little spin up top, gets to the rim and finishes with the right-handed hook. Good job, Oriami, able to cut off the pass to Maskowicz there. They're still looking for her in the post. Hall on the wing now. Good job, Hartman, able to help over the backside. Oriami pressures the pass. It's going to be dribbled off of Maskowicz and out of bounds. Back over to Kings.
Yeah, Oriami does a nice job there, because Maskowicz is doing a real good job getting position for the ball using her body, but Oriami never gives up space. She also uses her body. Both players not using their hands, which made a real physical piece down there. But now when the ball came in, gets a little knocked around. Oriami does a good job of knocking it off Maskowicz out of bounds.
Stewart, a deep three, and it's good! Woo!
She's an offensive spark plug, Max. I feel like she can just put the ball in. She felt it in rhythm, though. You love when an athlete catches it and right away feels that rhythm just to let it go, and that's what she did.
It was almost so deep the defense didn't expect it to come. Right back the other way. Hartman tips it away from Maskowicz, and we're going to get Pockernick called for the foul in the corner, so Thorpe is going to head down the other way for 2 shots.
And 2 in a row now. Lincoln's had the ball get down to Maskowicz in a block, short corner type touch. Both times it's been unable to be controlled. Lincoln feels like there's a couple extra bodies, and leaning on her is part of the problem, but the reality is they're probably getting the ball to the area they want, and they're not getting the outcomes they want. So they got to either clean that up or find a new spot to get her some touches.
And with that, we're going to get a timeout over to Lincoln going into the timeout. We have 6:20 here remaining in the third, tied at 46 all. Here's Thorpe out of the timeout at the line for 2. It's a second. Here's Paulknup up top, guarded by Thorpe. Hand off to Balabiakubo, get the switch on Oriami, cuts her off. They're looking for Maskwich down low. Swing to the corner. Oh, we're going to get an offensive foul before the shot on Maskwich, diving in for the rebound. It's going to be her 3rd foul.
One thing, to Maskwich's credit, unfortunately, this call, I'm waiting for confirmation of what this was, if it was on her, but she did a great job in the first half. We talked about she got 2 quick fouls, how that can be a thing of risk, and it might affect her some in the first half, and it may have reduced some of her minutes, but she did a real nice job continuing to play in that rhythm where they gave her some shorter stints. Didn't get that 3rd foul till now, giving her plenty of time now in the second half, and still with only 3 fouls, 16 to go. They can use her as they seem what they think appropriate.
And really, Ennis here checking in for Maskwich after the 3rd foul.
And a bit of an unlucky break there for Lincoln, too. Oriami jumped out there at the top. They're trying to draw a charge call at one point. Didn't get that call, so Lincoln now had the advantage. They were moving the ball. Maskwich cutting off the ball, unfortunately, drew that foul and ultimately a turnover and
ended up
possession.
Hitting the shot, too, that ended up not counting with the foul happening prior. So
yeah, right. Found the shot out of it, too. Just an off-ball offensive foul. Changed the possession.
There's Stewart up top. Picked up by Balabiakubo. Finds a cutting Thorpe. Defended there by Parkernick, going to draw the foul. Thorpe's going to head back to the line for 2.
I like this one by Thorpe. What I really like is that she felt the contact on her. She had a hand on her. She had lost her balance of that, but has the sense and the body control to get the shot up and puts it on the rim. It gives it a chance to go in there. Too often people catch that one that's like fall to the ground looking for the foul call. Thorpe stayed with the shot attempt and gave it a chance.
And hits the second. After the made free throw, we're going to get Kokitz here checking in. Neil's going to take a seat for Kings. Here's Pakernick up top. Hall now guarded by Kokitz. Hesitation, gets to the right hand. Nifty move, unable to hit the finger roll. Thorpe cleans up the miss. Good job here, Lincoln able to apply some pressure. And we're going to get a double dribble called there by Kokitz, trying to get over. Good pressure defense by Hall. It's going to go back over to Lincoln.
Hall's had a couple real nice ones from the top today, too, where she's almost froze the defender and then allowed her speed just go blowing by, and it looks so great. And unfortunately, both are just rimmed out, but the move at the top, the athleticism she shows, and that is a great weapon for them to use down the stretch of this game.
There's Pakernick. Hands off to Ennis. Finds a cutting Martindale. And we're going to get Stewart called for the foul from behind, reaching in. It's going to be Stewart picking up her 3rd of the game.
And sometimes when you feel like the emotion that's gone in this game, so you had the play into the basket where probably Lincoln felt there was an extra foul that ended up going against them, puts a lot of emotion. Then Lincoln does commit an unsportsmanlike foul, so emotion goes on that. Kings took a couple of shots, puts them right back into the lead of this game, so there's a lot of emotion, momentum going on, and you'll find the referees will do a real nice job getting a feel for that, call a couple extra things to make sure this thing doesn't get too scrappy. So you got to be careful and conscious in those settings of the hands you're putting on people.
Great tip there. Pakernick finds Martindale right on the doorstep, and she's able to hit for 2 more. Pakernick again tipped that one right back to Thorpe, though. She's pushing. Kings swinging around 10 here on the shot clock. Oriami pulls from the wing. Just rattles out. Ennis cleans up the miss for Lincoln. Balabiakubo quickly out in transition. Spin move. Gets to the right and finishes.
Great read, great patience. Balabiakubo gets all the way into the paint. Feels that no one really commits. Their defense is kind of stunting, looking at her, but they never really commit. So once she feels that still one-on-one, just takes the shot from 5 feet. It's a great look.
Hartman, little hesitation, gets right in the lane. Cut off there by Hall, unable to hit the layup.
Hartman with a great move, great read, gets down the paint, but probably gave up her space there, meaning she tried to go round Hall at the end, which took her out probably drawing a foul situation. She needed to keep her angle, getting to the rim, and force that call.
Balbuhubo right to the rim. She's going to draw the foul. She'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, and the difference between those 2 drives that I think really stand out is like the Hartman one down at this end where she takes an angle going away from the rim. That means you're giving up all that space for the defense to step in. The referee has no choice but to allow that to go because you gave that space. At this end, Balbuhubo comes right towards the rim. Now anyone that's disrupting her from that path, it's more likely to be called a foul because you're taking her off a shot attempt.
And hits the second. Kokic unable to handle it. Picked off there by Hall. Tries to find a cutting Balbuhubo. Unable to handle the pass. Back over to King.
Yeah, and Hall's done almost like the one-person press here in this half or this quarter that's carried 2 turnovers for them. One in the open floor. She just harassed the ball carrier, turned it into a double dribble situation. This one now just creating some havoc on the inbound pass and is able to create a turnover with that as well.
And we're going to get Thorpe checking right back into the game. Oriami, trouble inbounding, gets it to Hartman. Here's Neal to break through the pressure for Kings. We're going to get a foul there, picked up on Martindale. It's going to be Neal heading to the line for 2.
Yeah, and Kings will come out with a favorable outcome in this scenario. I mean, they drew a foul. They get a chance to go to the line, shoot 2 free throws, so it's probably really great for what they want to have happen. But from the flip of that, you do still have the sense being
We're going to get, right here, we're going to technical foul here called on Kaylee Hall, so it's going to be a technical also on Lincoln, along with the initial foul there called on Martindale. So we're going to get a technical free throw, plus the original bonus free throws.
Yeah, I was going to say it's too bad that technical kind of builds on top of it because what was happening with this, I felt like Lincoln still was exerting their presence and this pressure right now. Kings was having a hard time just getting the ball in. They're having a tough time progressing the ball, so there's a lot of stress in that right now. You do give up the 1 free throw this time, but now turning into 4 free throws almost alleviates some of that, not alleviates, but reduces some of that pressure that's on Kings right now.
And Neal's able to hit all 3 from the line. Here's Balbuhubo driving against Hartman. Good job cutting her off. We're going to get a foul draw, though, on that attempt. So Balbuhubo's going to go back to the line. It's going to be Hartman picking up that foul.
And as I think the last time that she drove is the same positive drive line that's forcing the issue in the defense where she's going directly at the rim. Now any contact that's displacing her from a chance to go score draws a foul. So Balbuhubo does a real good job establishing the pass she's taking to the rim, being strong and on balance, going for that. And as any defender bumps into her, it draws her that foul.
And Balbuhubo hits both. We're going to get a sub. Here's Hartman's going to check out. Latsova's checking into the game here for Kings. We're also going to get Ducker Wiki here, and Martindale's going to check out for Lincoln. It's going to have Ennis at the front of that pressure. Lincoln remains here, picking up full court. There's Oriami to bring up against Ennis. Tries to get it over to Thorpe, picked off there by Hall. Gets it over to Ennis, coming down fast in transition, gets to the left hand, just rattles out.
Hall continuing to have a huge impact in this game defensively, just creating turnovers and giving possessions.
Oriami tried to find Brown in the corner, just out of reach. It's going to go out of bounds, right back over to Lincoln.
I'll tell you right now, that's the biggest impact in this game that's really had is Hall and the defensive presence. She's created multiple turnovers. She's really disrupted the flow of Kings. She has them a little bit of a sink trying to get over half to begin with and then get into offense when they do.
Pressure by King slows down Lincoln there. They try to get it to Gucker-Wicki cutting. Brown comes away with the steal. Here's Thorpe pushing in transition for Kings, and she's going to pull that one out. King swings around, gets a good look for Lotsova in the corner, and she drills the three.
You know, timely shooting can really make a big difference because there was a lot of pressure starting to build on Kings and it being just moving the basketball as we talked about. But when you get the chance, you get out of it, you get a clean look. You love to make it just feel so good, and again, just takes a little bit of that pressure off you.
Great defense there by Brown, able to force the turnover from Balbiakubo. Thorpe handles it, gets it over to Lotsova, and we're going to get Cleland called on the foul and the reach-in. So with that pressure, it has picked up a bunch of steals here for Lincoln, but we have had a few 90-foot fouls that have caused Kings to go all the way down, and with that stalled offense, they've gotten a few good looks from the line, and you don't want to give them those.
Yeah, it's right, and it's true, and it also adds to, if you can't get the ball over and score, sometimes it's just nice to not have to face that pressure or the challenge that you're encountering of getting the ball up the court. That's removed. The ball gets to go into the front court. You don't feel like you're at risk of turning it over because you're not. You're shooting free throws, and I think that's a big plus for Kings with what they're facing from Lincoln right now. And the tough part for Lincoln is it doesn't necessarily mean that you want to stop what you're doing because they are creating quite a positive residual as well with both the pressure and what the feeling is on Kings as well as the literal turnovers they're creating with it.
Mm-hmm. Faulkner gets in the lane. She's unable to hit the layup. Ennis with the follow. She's going to get it to go, plus the foul.
Great job by Ennis. Clearly she drew the foul on that rebound itself. Kings a little bit late getting to the rebound, so they get a hand on Ennis. As soon as she felt that, you could see she collected it, put herself right into a shot attempt. Ended up getting a very open shot. Lays that in, converts a three-point play.
And both teams here converting late from the free throw line. Thorpe in the corner, slings up top. Stewart, another deep three, and another one's buried.
Sorry, she looks on rhythm and on balance right now. She was just waiting for that ball to find her at the top.
Here's Cleland driving on Lotsova, kicks over Gucker-Wicki. She nifty move around Thorpe, and she's able to finish.
Cleland does a nice job. They're getting all the way to the baseline, forcing that defense to collapse. Had four bodies below the free throw line. Still found a teammate just outside the paint.
Brown gets in the lane, challenged by Gucker-Wicki. She's going to draw the foul. Two more attempts here for Kings from the line.
We'll see how the fourth quarter plays out, but clearly here in the last 4 minutes of the third quarter, free throw shooting, as you just mentioned, is becoming a factor in this. You don't want to be the first team to miss or miss consecutive ones in this exchange because other teams are hitting, because the other team is hitting.
Brown goes 1 for 2 from the line. Going to get a sub here as McGrath's going to check in. Martindale's going to take a seat here for Lincoln. Kings drops back. No pressure this time. They get McGrath in the corner. They bring the double team. The pass is tipped by Stewart. Bodies on the floor. We're going to get a jump ball here, and it's going to go over to Kings. There's Thorpe up top. Neal guarded at Ennis in the corner. Good job, Ennis able to cut off baseline. Stewart now driving baseline. Also challenged by Ennis. Gets it over to Lotsova, though. Her pass tipped out of bounds there by Cleland. It's going to remain here with Kings.
Cleland does a nice job there, looking like she's coming right to the shooter, but actually gets herself in position to challenge the next pass, thus not allowing the basketball to move. Kings try to make that reversal pass. Cleland knocks it out of bounds. The stoppage allows them to get reset. So subtle little play, but really helps Lincoln reestablish themselves on defense.
Going to be Kings ball here. 5 on the shot clock. They get it inbounds. Tipped out of bounds again off Lincoln, so it's going to be 3 here on the shot clock. Kings ball.
You'll take these if you're Lincoln. It's low shot clock, so you want to continue to force it.
Deep 3 here by Thorpe. Unable to hit the rim, and Gucker-Wicki cleans it up. Here comes Guckerwicki sprinting up the wing. Parkanek up top. They're going to slow this one down. Cleland, little hesitation. Good job, Brown, able to cut her off. Neal comes from behind, tips it away. Cleland tips it back over to McGrath. We're going to get a shot clock reset. Ennis gets around Neal. She's able to finish the layup, and they're going to count the basket plus a foul.
Well, Ennis, and we talked about this a bit before with her too. She does such a tremendous job of getting that contact, but keeping herself on balance before she goes to the shot. So when Ennis actually gets to the motion of shooting, she still has both feet underneath her. Ball's releasing her hand. It's in full control, great body control. Nice touch to put up above the rim. So she gives herself a great chance to put it in, not because she's throwing it at the rim, but because she's in control and the shot leaves her hand, even after taking contact.
Unable to hit the free throw, and Stewart cleans up the miss. Here's Neal up top. Brown's going to be tied up there by Guckerwicki. It's going to be a jump ball, so shot is no good there. It's going to go back over to Lincoln. Here's Parkanek on the wing. Here McGrath up top. Good look, a deep three for her, and she buries it. Shooter.
They love to get her looks. They run a little elevator action for me. Some screens coming. She comes from underneath the rim up to the top.
Right back the other way, and a little pull up there for Stewart.
But Stewart's not letting it go against her today. I think she's made every look that she's had to make for them. So just responds to McGrath's three with one of her own in transition.
McGrath another three. Ooh, just strong. Neal picks it up. It's going to be 13 here. Game clock. She's going to push here. Thorpe kicks around. Brown gets a long two. It's off. Fights for the rebound, though. Ennis is going to pick this one up. 3 on the game clock. Little pull up just over half, and it's good. Hold that follow through, Michaela Ennis. Hold it, girl.
Yeah, wild back and forth there. I mean, the entire quarter we hit that one stretch where a couple fouls both ways that slowed the thing down just as we shot bonus. But as soon as you let these teams get back out again, exchanging looks, exchanging threes. Got a great one by McGrath at this end. Stewart responds in transition for hers, and then Ennis to end the quarter. Is just the way this game has been. What a great finish to the third quarter.
High scoring quarter there as Lincoln scored 24, Kings 23. It's an offensive pour in here in the third quarter. See if that continues here in the fourth. And here we go to start the fourth. We have Lincoln leading on this one by 4, 66-62 over Kings. Kings to inbound to start the quarter. Matsova gets it in. Woo! Oriami for 3. So no slowdown here to start the fourth. Offenses continue to click. Here's McGrath running off the screens, working at Latsova with a push. Her third foul of the game.
You see a bit of the effect that McGrath has in this scenario now. They run her across the floor, they switch up to get it, but even that, they're just leaning on her, trying to ensure she doesn't get another clean look for 3, and leads to an early foul. The way the third quarter ended, you don't want to get in the bonus here in the fourth.
Ennis's pass is picked off there by Thorpe. Good job, Parkernick able to recover. The follow is no good. Oriami this time, her follow is no good. Stupar's follow, and there we go.
You know, Kings continues to be on the offensive glass. It's been their story all game long. They've had the offensive rebound we've talked about and making three-point shots. Offensive rebounding is continuing. Stewart continued to make three-pointers in the third quarter. They need both those components firing here in the fourth.
Ennis slings it up top. A deep three for McGrath. That one's off. Ennis is there for the follow. The one on the shot clock. Oh. I think the shot clock got reset accidentally. And the follow by Gucker-Wicki, no good, and we're going to get it over to Kings. Good job there. Kings able to break through the pressure. They get Stupar down low. She's going to get called for the travel there. Good job. Ennis able to disrupt that action. It's going to go back over to Lincoln.
Yeah, it's too bad. You can see Stupar taking ownership for that one, but I think she had the right intentions of what's going on. She made the right read. She knew where she wanted to go before she had the ball. She just bobbled the catch a little bit, and it kept her a little bit off balance. So she knew she wanted to attack the one remaining defender, saw her teammate in the far side, but with the bobble ended up traveling before she could get it there.
They look for Maskwich down low. Stewart comes over to try and defend that one. Good job, Maskwich able to avoid the defense, and she finishes right over the top.
Yeah, Ennis draws that double coverage at the first flare action. She comes coming off the screen for Maskwich. Both defenders go to her. Maskwich is going to cut on guard to the rim, and Stewart's coming from behind her trying to help out.
Oriami cutting right down lane. Great block there by Maskwich, and she's able to reject that shot out of bounds. It's going to be tipped then off of Oriami. So it's going to go back over to Lincoln.
Yeah, great job. And we talked about this a bit earlier too, Max, of like the ability to challenge shots off the body of the offensive player. So Maskwich doesn't go to Oriami to get that contact. She waits to find the ball coming out of her hand, meets it in that place. That keeps her out of foul situation and ends up getting the real fortunate bounce of the ball landing on Oriami before it goes out of bounds.
Ennis gets right down the lane, and she gets fouled on the attempt. She'll go to the line for two. Going to get that foul there on Stupar. It's going to be her third.
And I can see twice in a row now Lincoln's come down. They're trying to force Stupar to switch out and guard Ennis. Once on the flare here the previous possession. This time now that we just saw was in the ball screen. So Lincoln's trying to go at that matchup. They want Stupar, the forward, to come out and guard their dynamic guard in space. And we'll see if Kings is going to rotate or change how they're defending that, or if they're going to have some confidence in Stupar as the initial point of attack and some support behind her.
And this goes 1 for 2 from the line. Lincoln picks up full court. Trying to find Stupar in the middle. Good job there. Tipped away by Gucker-Wicki. Maskwich to Ennis with the reverse. No good. Oriami cleans up the miss. And here comes Kings with numbers. Oriami's going to slow that one down.
This Lincoln pressure has been wearing on Kings, though. It's having its toll.
Ooh, block there by Ennis. Going to be, we're going to confirm this one.
Yeah, and that's fair. Usually the referee on the baseline is not watching the release point of the shot. Their job is to watch the action down there, so last they would see the ball go out. And nice job of the referee closest to us, who was at the point of the shot, coming in and saying it was blocked at that point.
So it's going to be Kings here, ball on the baseline. 12 up. Oh, no. We're going to let the shot clock run down. 8 here. Oriami shot no good. Here comes Lincoln. Coach urging them to push. Good job there. Stewart able to cut off Maskwich's drive. She finds Gucker-Wicki. Try to find Maskwich cutting. It's going to be tipped off of her. Oh, nope. We're going to call it off of Kings and out of bounds. Oh, no. We're going to get another referee conference. This one's going to go to Kings.
You got to give credit to the crew here. They did. We talked about some of the fouls, the unsportsmanlike that happened in the third, and their job of making a couple extra calls just to tighten that thing up at that time have restored balance in the gym at this point. And now the last 2 calls, they've talked to each other to make sure they have it right. And most times what coaches want is just the referees are going to communicate with each other and ensure they get the correct call.
Oriami right by Ennis, and she finishes plus the foul.
So we
tensions rising here.
We talked about, and I think it's still true, Lincoln's clearly trying to get Ennis involved. They want to see if they can force Stupar into a matchup, or that's the one they want to attack. But at the other end of the floor, Kings likes the matchup of Oriami going at Ennis as well. feel like she has a strength advantage. She can put the ball on the floor and get to the space she wants to, which is a bit of what happened here. She went right at Ennis, got the first step on her, then forced Ennis to be locked in behind her trying to reach, and Oriami just continued right to the rim.
Oriami is able to hit the free throw. Kings now 1 point lead here, 7 minutes to go. Lincoln passing it around, great pressure there by Neal, able to force the turnover from Hall up top. It's going to go back over to Kings.
Yeah, the different look did a nice job there for Kings. They came out, just kind of disrupted the flow they were getting into. Hall had to pick it up a little earlier than Lincoln had been used to. Probably a little bit out of rhythm, and the pass comes into a bad spot, ends up throwing it away.
Ooh, Stupar finds a cutting Oriami and finishes with the left.
Whenever defense is coming from below the offense, it's really tough. You have to be really early, and in this case, McGrath's going to meet her almost at the rim. Oriami's already on balance and finishing on top of her, so great look for Kings.
Get a good look for McGrath, unable to hit the three-pointer, Get a second look for Ennis. And we're going to get a call there on Hall on the rebound. It's going to be her third foul, and it's going to go back over to Kings.
Yeah, too bad there for Lincoln because Maskwich did a real nice job off the ball. I didn't see the Hall piece of it, but I saw Maskwich release from the defender that's trying to put a body on her, ran around the play, tracked that ball down, and got both hands on it. So sometimes you're a little unlucky. Lincoln's had probably two of those this game, one with the Maskwich dive where she had called for the offensive foul off ball, and now probably one where Hall getting called off ball when they're collecting an offensive rebound.
And with that, we're going to go into a timeout here. Kings leads this one now by 3, 6:30 to go. Coming out of the timeout here for Lincoln, we have Parkinick, Hall, Ennis, Maskwich, and Martindale. Coming out of the timeout for Kings, we have Stewart, Stupar, Hartman, Oriami, and Neal. Oriami here to inbound for Kings. Lincoln up here to pressure. Ooh, over the top. Hall got a hand on it. Able to corral it there, though, by Stupar, and Oriami's going to bring it up for Kings. Here's Stewart guarded by Parkinick. Stupar, Oriami contested three from the wing that time. It's short. Maskwich brings down the miss for Lincoln. Maskwich working at the high post. Little step back there over Stupar, no good. Hall flying in for the rebound. It's going to be tipped out of bounds off of her. It's going to go over to King,
Yeah, both teams probably the same pluses and minuses in those last two possessions coming out of the timeout. I think they both got it to the athlete they wanted to, and they both got to in the spot they wanted to. But both of them probably took a shot that was a little more challenged than what they would have liked.
Kings, good job breaking through the pressure there. Hartman, Oriami, thought about it. Here's Stupar on the corner, drives against Ennis, kicks back out. Oriami, better shot this time, and buries it from the right wing.
Yeah, I think she was open on the first one, but I like the decision by her because I don't think she felt she was on balance. I think she wasn't quite ready for that pass, so she gave it up. The second one, she was ready. The ball came, you could tell as it was coming to her, she was ready to let it go.
Maskwich, great job posting up there on Stupar. The double comes with Neal. We're going to get a foul here. I believe it's going to be on Neal. Yep, it's going to be her third. So it's going to be Lincoln ball on the baseline.
And that's too bad for Neil. She was on the right spot, the right time. Just got to keep your hands out of there. She had Maskowicz stuck. There's two right around her. She had a crowd around her. It's going to be a tough pass to get back out. She collapsed the hands down. That resulted in the foul.
Oh, double there on Neil and Oriami for Martindale. We're going to get another foul here called on Kings. It's going to be Neil. That's her 4th.
Yeah, and that is a tough one, too. So now look at those last two plays where Neil is probably in the right spot, the right time, twice in a row. First on the double of Maskowicz, she created exactly the scenario they wanted. The second one looks really great. The inbound pass, as soon as it comes in, they're both there. Creates a trap and a bit of a panic situation. Both times, unfortunately, she gets her hand on the offensive player, and 2 quick fouls really changes the dynamic for her.
Tough one for Kings also. She's been one of the main people that's going to be able to break through that pressure for Link in the last few possessions, so we'll see how they manage that here moving forward. Lincoln gets it in here. Hall working up top. They get it to Maskowicz. Works against the Stupar. Close out. Gets right in. Going to draw the foul on Oriami. Finish plus the foul. She'll go to the line for one more.
Yeah, and these are tough. That's where you see a great player like Maskowicz. When she gets it, she's in rhythm. Just even looking at the rim. Her taking the half second to look up there just instead of having the defense sprinting at her. Stupar's at no situation now to be able to defend that. When you're running towards the offensive player, she comes back at you cross direction. She's caught off balance. The help's going to be late. Maskowicz does a nice job creating herself a shot just with the eyes before she starts to dribble.
And able to hit the free throw. Up to 15 now in the game. Maskowicz. Here's Oriami trying to break through. They get the double on her. Over the top, Stewart got to hurry. An 8-second violation, unable to get it over half, so it's going to go back over to Lincoln. Here's Pockernick, handoff to Hall. Hall off the Maskowicz screen. Pockernick going to be fouled. Challenge there by Stewart up top, so that's going to be, we're in bonus here. It's going to be Stewart also picking up her 4, so fouls here mounting for both sides. We're going to get Pockernick at the line here for Lincoln.
This is a really interesting one for Kings. I mean, 1, you get the foul, which is bonus. He's going to give her a chance to shoot 2 shots. You don't want that. 2, you can feel the frustration for Stewart there. So she comes out to challenge that pass. She's not in the proper position. She ends up off balance. She falls on the offensive player, gets the foul. She's frustrated. Her teammates are clearly trying to calm her down right now because they do need her. And she's got to play with 4 fouls with 5 minutes to go, as does Neil. So both of them have some. They'll be very conscious defensively, which is a really difficult thing to do in a 1-point or 1-possession game.
We're going to get Neil checking back in here. Stupar is going to take a breather. Good job here with Kings handling the pressure, and Maskowicz is going to get called there for the reach-in. It's going to be her 4th now. As
you projected, Max, you could just feel that when she came back in the game. They want to get it to Neil against the pressure right now. I don't think they're having a lot of confidence as a team handle this without her. Feel that she can both handle the ball and make decisions. So they're very conscious. They're trying to draw the trap away from her. They get it back to her and let her make the decisions going through the chaos that happens when pressure is coming against you.
The chaos. It's going to be 24 here on the shot clock with the ball at half, and it's going to be Neil to inbound here for Kings. With that 4th foul, Maskowicz is taking a seat, and we have Balabikubo checking back into the games. Little switch there. Lincoln, Hartman thought about taking it. Little spin move on Hall. Good job. Gets an open look for Stewart, and she buries the long 2.
Well, that just looks smooth right now. She must have made 4 or 5 in a row, it feels like, but the shot looks great. She looks unbound. She looks rhythm. That's why I think foul trouble for both teams could be an interesting part of this last 4.5 minutes.
Balabikubo driving. Good job, Thorpe, able to cut off that lane. Tries to find Ennis. 6 on the shot clock now. Got to work. Martindale gets in the lane. The lefty, no good. Fight for the rebound. Hall comes down with it. They're going to reset. 10 now on the shot clock. Hall in the lane, flips over. Martindale the 3 right in front of her bench, no good. Hall with the reversal, and it's good.
Yeah, great finish. Hall kind of caught that one still in midair, had a sense of where she was in relation to the rim. Shooting back over your head can be a real difficult shot, so nice touch to put that up there nice and soft.
Good job, Neil there, able to handle the pressure, going to draw the foul. It's going to be Michaela Ennis picking up her 2nd. It's going to be team's 4th of this quarter.
I'll tell you, the Neil fouls are the really interesting ones to me because she's not typically a high foul player. Those back-to-back double-team fouls that she picked up to put her at 4, I mean, anyone's at risk of getting 1 foul call, but clearly she's so critical to their offensive piece right now, even in just this, handling the pressure, getting it up, drawing a foul. So she has to just stay with everything that's going on right now, because I think Kings really does need her and what she brings to the court for the last 4 minutes.
Oriami driving against Balabakubo. Good job cutting her off. Down to 2, the step back. It's no good. We're going to get the miss there going over to Lincoln.
Yeah, I don't think she was fully aware of the clock till a little too late, so she had to take a tough shot, but earlier didn't realize the scenario.
Good job Pocknick getting in the lane, kick out. We're going to get a swing around here. Ennis working on Stewart. Good job to cut her off. The second move, and the floater is good for Michaela Ennis.
Ennis's body control is just so incredible. Going one direction, still in full control, and the shots leaving her hand.
Slowing it down here, 77 all. We have 3 minutes, 10 seconds to go in this one. Great matchup here on this Thursday night. Your OSBA Game of the Week. Neal gets in the lane, going to be blocked there by Ennis coming from behind. It's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be Kings ball. It's going to be 1.4 on the shot clock.
If you're Kings here, you need something going towards the rim, or you really want something going towards the rim. Your secondary look is if they take away that, you get somebody falling into a pocket for a shot, but really want to see if you can have something where you pull defense away, then have a secondary cutter screen that brings somebody back to the rim. 1.4 seconds is a small amount of time to create anything in the perimeter, so it has to be close to open on the pass.
It's your Steve Bauer, Tony Romo prediction.
He's right 60% of the time. Steve Bauer, 10.
Ooh, a little step back there for Oriami. That one's no good. Ooh. Ooh. Miscommunication, but Martindale right there. Tricked me. They're trying to find Ennis on the post. Good job, Hartman, with the defense. It's going to be tipped off of Ennis and out of bounds. Kings ball. It's going to be timeout here, so with 2:43 to go, this one's all tied up, ladies and gentlemen.
And before we go into this timeout too, Max, one of the interesting things in the third quarter was both teams were shooting bonus, as we are probably here for the last 3 minutes of this game, but both teams ended up shooting a high volume of free throws at the end of the third quarter, and both teams made a high percentage of those. So if we get into a similar situation here in the fourth and both teams are going to the line, it'll be interesting to see if both teams can maintain hitting them at a high clip or if the free throws become a factor.
Coming out of the timeout, we have Lincoln here with that pressure. See how Kings handles it. 3 up this time. Maskwich in the middle. Inbound to Thorpe, immediate double comes, gets it back to Oriami. Here's Neal on the sideline. Good job there by Kings, and they're going to slow it down. Swing it, a good look for Stewart from the wing, and another 3, Alexis Stewart.
Unbelievable. Like, what a day she is having. It's wherever you put her on the court. I don't think she's even touched the rim here in the second half.
Quote him, ladies and gentlemen. That's your senior national team assistant coach. Unbelievable.
Analysis.
Ennis tries to find Maskwich there, posting up on Oriami. It's going to be tipped out of bounds off of Lincoln, so it's going to be Kings ball here.
Press break 2, press break 1, go, set it up.
You know, unfortunately for Lincoln, as we talked about a little bit earlier in this half, they've had a couple real good looks and possessions where they've gotten Maskwich down in that short corner block area. They've had a ball go into it, and they haven't been able to convert that and turn it into a shot attempt. So you've got one of your best players getting the ball where you want them to, but they can't seem to get it as a controlled situation down there.
That pressure remains. They get to Stewart this time over. Here's Neal. Woo! Tries to find Stupar. Hall picks that one off. We're going to get that foul there called on Stupar from behind, so Hall's going to go right to the other end for 2 free throws.
Yeah, a little uncharacteristic for Neal there. Gets a little rushed at half, feels the trap coming, sees that Stupar's open, but I think as soon as it left her hand was wanting that pass back. It's just exact where the defense is running as well, and there's nowhere to lead Stupar, meaning she's running towards the baseline, so she's slowing down, leaving it the chance of the defense to run full speed into that pass. What Neal wanted was to go across court there where the defense was leaving. They would have had a 2-on-1 coming in.
All unable to hit both from the line. Maskowicz, though, with the follow, and she hits for 2.
Great hands there, Maskowicz. She had some contact, as there always is when you're rebounding, bodies hitting each other down there, probably in the waist, upper body area, but still had the hands to tip that to herself, and it just felt so soft coming in that she had it under control, could lay it right back in.
And here, coming out of the timeout. We're going to reset the game clock here, 2 minutes. Kings leads us 1-1. Looks like we have a different here zone look here. Maskowicz is back in the middle. Ennis now front middle. Kings works it around. Here's Neal guarded by Ennis.
It's going to be tough.
Got to go quick. Woo! Going to get that 8-second violation. Ball back over to Lincoln. Ooh, 2 subs coming in.
Yeah, and this one, when you first come in, you're facing pressure. You don't want the first pass or 2 to take up 3 or 4 seconds before you start to go forward. And I think what happened there is Kings got that one in. They never really drew a second defender. It was still one-on-one, so everybody was playing the passing lanes, and they did a reversal pass. So you need the first one to go, trigger the defense to start to move. That way you can attack it on the weak side.
We get Parknick and McGrath both checking in here for Lincoln. Parknick using the Maskowicz screen. They get the switch. They're looking for Maskowicz with Thorpe on her. Throw over the top. Good job. Stewart able to come over, tip that one. It's going to be tipped out of bounds off of Stewart. It's going to remain here, Lincoln. It's going to be 2.3 seconds on the shot clock. So Lincoln's got to go quick out of this baseline.
Interesting change there for Lincoln. So previously we talked about they had Ennis in the top action there. So Stupar switched out. They went Ennis on Stupar. They didn't get that. Now they still got the switch, but no longer was Ennis with the ball. It was Parknick, and they were clearly trying to get to Maskowicz, but couldn't take advantage of that switch as easily as they could the Ennis part earlier.
Tries to find Maskowicz in the corner. Again, good job there. Stewart able to tip that one away.
You'll take that if you're Kings. That just runs a little bit, almost a whole second off the clock, again making it tougher on the catch. And this is going to move the ball to the sideline, which again makes it a little bit tougher to get action going to the rim.
Quick 3. Whoa! Almost got it to go. Stewart cleans up the miss.
Great rebound by Stewart. Nice job by Maskowicz, too. It can't be undersold, just putting on the rim and giving your team a chance at both the offensive rebound and, in that case, almost falling.
They get it to Stupar. McGrath switches. Ooh, great pass. Finds Thorpe cutting to the rim. Unable to get it to go. Maskowicz is there for the miss.
Stupar did a nice rip up here. Again, the read before she touched the ball. Put it on the floor, draw the second defender, get a real good pass to Thorpe, but I think it surprised her. I don't think she was ready for that underneath, and then ended up being a little rushed in her shot attempt.
Switch here. They head Oriami on Parkernick.
Back to
Neal
Ennis on Stupar.
Ennis. Ennis gets the pull up. No good. Thorpe gets up the miss. They're pushing here. Stupar in transition. Long stepping right to the rim. Blocked from behind by Ennis. Great job by Ennis to adjust that shot. In transition, Maskowicz, the little pull-up three, just too strong. Woo. Body's bouncing. Ooh, nice save. Oh my goodness. Hustle everywhere. It's going to be out of bounds, off McGrath. King's ball.
I'd say that's what it's like. This whole game's been like. You got people slide on the floor. The next one hits, you get 3 or 4 more diving on top of each other. Just keep this ball in. I mean, both teams have got to be pleased with the effort. People truly laying it on the floor to try and keep this thing back and fighting for possession. That last possession down, Max, Lincoln got what they wanted again. They went back to Ennis in the high ball. They got the switches on Stupar, but as we mentioned earlier in the game, Lincoln doesn't want her settling for a pull-up jumper in that case. If she goes at Stupar, there's going to be a second defender coming, and they're going to get a better shot than her pull-up there.
Right over half, we're going to get a jump ball there as Maskowicz tied up Oriami. It's going to remain here with Kings. Stewart to inbound for Kings. Wow, still can't just get over that Pockernick save. Stewart, good job, Lincoln here. Get it into Oriami. Balabukubo on her. Ooh, fell down, kept the dribble alive. Great job there by Oriami. Gets it to Neal, now 10 on the shot clock. Balabukubo, great pressure defense. Neal able to evade that, though, gets a Thorpe on the cut, and she finishes for 2.
I'd say Balabukubo did so much better than that possession, and she worked so hard on both offensive ball carriers around the entire floor.
Ennis right off the screen. She gets to the rim for 2 of her own.
And that last possession for Lincoln, Balabukubo chased the ball over the entire court, had them going nowhere. It must have been 20 dribbles they took, getting left to right. Don't know whatever triggered someone else to come over and decide they had to help that. It felt like she had the whole thing balled up, but as soon as somebody left, the pass went, someone's wide open for a layup.
Neal again kept the dribble alive, got right in there, failing the cutter. Bam,
Yeah.
2 points.
Love the state of mind. It's just great calming presence, I think, for Kings. So Ennis again, the real nice play. I think down at this end, you're down 3, but doesn't rush it, realizes the value in just getting a bucket. There's enough time left. Ennis gets the matchup she wants. She gets a forward out on her in the perimeter, which is Stupar. Attacks right at that, gets to the rim, gets 2 points, makes it back to a 1-point game. Now on defense, you have a chance with 14 seconds left. You can try and play for a trap, a turnover. There's enough time to play that before you foul, put them to the line, and you get the odds of a chance for a steal. And you get a chance that maybe they miss 1 or 2 of those free throws, and it's taking the pressure off having to hit a 3-point shot late in the game. So Ennis, good heads-up play, getting herself to the rim and getting the quick, easy 2 points.
And they were quick coming down the other way. They had Ennis go off the double screen, only took off less than 10 seconds, it seemed. Lots of time left in this one.
Yeah, left them
gents.
plenty of time when you've got time. Plenty of time.
So coming out on defense here for Lincoln, we have Ennis, Maskowicz, Martindale, Balabukubo, and Hall. We'll see what Coach Z draws up here for Kings. Up 1 here, 13.6 remaining in the game. Coming out for Kings, we have Stewart, Hartman, Oriami, Neal, and Thorpe. Maskowicz guarding the inbounder. Gotta go quicker. Trying to find Neal up top. They get it into her. It's going to be tied up there by Maskowicz. Jump ball's going to go over to Lincoln. So it's going to be Lincoln ball here on the sideline.
I'll tell you, a tough pass when you're Kings, and I'm sure that's what they were trying to do. In the ideal scenario, you don't want the ball going away from your basket because you risk what almost happened there is any turnover is going to be uncontested. What you want is any mistake that you make in this inbound pass with the lead is going towards the baseline you're shooting at. That way, if Maskowicz gets a steal, you've got some people in front of it that can play defense and stop that. So great job there by Lincoln coming out. They deny the exchange of the guards. Passes look tough. Kings then force the pass towards half, and Neal probably does a good job in that scenario, just tying that thing up to create a jump ball as opposed to being a breakaway layup. So now the pressure flips.
And so here it is, Lincoln now. 11 seconds to go. I have the 2 subs coming in. What you going to draw up, Steve? Who are you going to get the ball to?
Well, I think you got to go back to the Ennis Maskowicz high ball at the top. It's been so great for them right now, and you can almost pick your poison of how they defend it, and you've got to have some confidence in how the 2 athletes have read that all day. So you give Ennis the ball, you have Maskowicz set that screen. If Stupar switches out, if that's what they have to do, or if King sends any of their fours to switch it on Ennis, then you got to trust Ennis to make a shot or make a decision on the bounce against that. If they don't switch it and they show, then you've got Maskowicz rolling down the rim, and you find a way, whether it's 1 or 2 passes, to get it inside to her.
So coming out of the game here for Lincoln, they have Parkinick, Hall, McGrath, Ennis, and Maskowicz. Coming out for Kings, we have Oriami, Neal, Stewart, Hartman, and Thorpe.
So I'm staying in that action, and without a matchup really for Maskowicz, it looks like Oriami's going to get her.
Is that your timeout, guys?
Here's Ennis. Hartman to guard. Maskowicz up top. Rejects the screen, working on Oriami. Step back, right inside the 3, no good. And Kings is going to take this one. With the missed shot, they're going to win this one 82-81 over the Lincoln Prep Huskies.
Yeah, I like that for both teams. I think, unfortunately for Lincoln, the shot doesn't go you want, but you get the matchup you want. You get Ennis coming off that. They did get the switch to Oriami. In terms of taking a tough shot, I'm sure to have it over, she would have loved to have just what they had there and throw that to a Maskowicz slotting down the lane or skip to their side of the floor. But, again, you want your league MVP from a year ago making that decision. She's got it in her hands, and she gets the switch, so that looks great. But if you're Kings, you get just what you want, too. They put Oriami into that ball screen, so when it comes off, she's the one now on the ball. Leaves Maskowicz to take Ennis, challenges that shot, and they get the stop. So, exciting finish.
And just like the leading scorers of this game, we have Oriami with 23 for Kings and Alexis Stewart with 18. For Lincoln Prep, leading scorer Michaela Ennis with 19, Maskowicz with 17, and Emily Martindale with 16.